Okay, today we're going to learn how to play the G scale in just one octave. The G major scale, I should say. Sorry about that. So we're going to start with the left hand because the left hand always gets a little less attention than the right hand, and then we end up having to do extra work later on trying to get left hands to catch up. So let's start with the left hand. So in the G scale, there's one black key, and it is the F sharp right here. So you don't have to play anything until you get right here. Or, I mean, you do have to play something, but you have to play all white keys. So it's the same fingering as C major. You'll find that a lot of the scales have the same fingering, but it starts out 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then at the D, where we've run out of fingers, we have, if you notice, we have 3 notes left to play in our scale. We have E, F sharp, and G. We're going to cross our third finger over, second finger's to F sharp, and thumb is on G. And then to go back down, same thing. G, F sharp, E, put your thumb on D, get you in position to do all the rest of your fingers down. So let's do that very slowly. The key is to do the transition, to practice the transition. But let's do... And going down is often a little confusing because I learned it, I taught it to you the first way going that way. So sometimes it's better to isolate and practice the left hand or either hand going this way, descending. So let's start here and just worry about getting to that D. Let's do it again. Okay, and now let's go all the way down. Okay, so now let's try going up and then down without any pause, like don't repeat the top note. So slowly. Remember, you've got your crossover here. And then back down. You got to tuck your thumb. So let's do that one more time. Maybe even a little slower. Crossover on 3. Tuck your thumb on D. Okay, so that's the left hand. Now let's look at the right hand. We'll do the right hand right here. The right hand is it's again the same fingering as in C major, if you've seen my C major video, but this time it's basically the mirror image of your left hand. So we're going to start, actually, why don't we start with the descending portion of the scale just to make things a little more interesting. So we're going to start up here with our pinky on G, which is the root, of course, and our 4th finger ready to play the F sharp, and we're going to play all 5 fingers down to C. So let's just do that a couple times. Again. All right, now this time we're going to keep going. So when we get to C, we're going to have 3 notes left, G, A, and B. So guess how many fingers we need? 3, 2, and 1. So here we go. So let's do that a couple times. Over, and one more time. All right, now we'll go the other way, which is just the opposite direction, same finger pattern. But if we're going this way on the piano, towards the higher notes, we have to remember that our finger change is going to be faster. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, then we switch to the 5-finger position here on C. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to just do the transition also. And when you go ahead and do the transition like this, when you're practicing it along, make sure you put your hand in the place for the rest of the scale, just to get you used to shifting over quickly so that you can play it fast later. Not like that. Okay, now let's try the scale going ascending. So let's do that 2 times. Or 2 more times. And 1 more. We'll do it a little slower because I keep speeding things up. Now we're going to go ascending and then descending. F sharp. Back down to the C. Put your 3rd finger over. Okay, let's do that a little slower. Sorry, y'all. And remember, you're putting your thumb on C and your 3rd on B. A trick I like to use to remember this, if you know the terms tonic, subdominant, and dominant. If you don't worry about it right now. But I like to remember that the left hand puts the thumb on the subdominant, the right hand, sorry. The right hand puts your thumb on the subdominant, whereas the left hand always puts the thumb on the dominant. Just kind of how it works out. So let's do that right hand. Again, if that's not helpful to you, please ignore. Let's do the right hand one more time, and then we'll review the left hand. And then, before I move on to the left hand, I'd like to add one little twist when you're practicing. Of course, this assumes you have a weighted keyboard or a piano, but I like to practice a crescendo, meaning growing gradually louder as you ascend, and a diminuendo, meaning gradually softer as you descend. So let's try and do that. Okay, that was all right. You don't have a lot of space in one octave to do it, but notice that I did not, when I was playing softly, I didn't press the key halfway or anything. I was pressing it fully down, so make sure you're doing that. So let's do that again with the dynamics. Like when you add a new challenge to each step of this process, which I'm hoping you're pausing the video and stopping at each challenge, you have to go slower. So since we're adding the dynamics, we're going to go slower. So let's do that again. And you're not supposed to sit with your foot under you. That was my bad, bad example. Okay, so now let's review the left hand. So if you remember the left hand, it's going to go 5, then 3, so to the D, and then 3 over to get the last 3 notes. So let's do that. And we'll do it with the dynamics. So slowly, here we're going to go. Oh, I started loud, sorry. Sort of loud. wasn't the most beautiful dynamics. It sounded kind of like I was hammering the piano, but one way to avoid that is to really think about gripping the keys as you play, as opposed to just pushing on the key. You want to think about the skin on your fingers, like actually pulling against the key, and that will give you a better sound. So let me put my own advice to work. And there you go. That's hands separately. We'll do a hands together video later. So follow along, like, subscribe, etc. And have a good day.